Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's something magical about building a tiny wooden world piece by piece. If you've been around the channel for a while, you might remember I played Woodo, the demo, back in August 2025, and I absolutely fell in love with this cozy puzzle and basically handcrafted world. Today, thanks to Sadie and Luke and the team at Vicariously for reaching out and providing me with an access key, I'm so excited to jump back into Woodo and see how much it's grown. So come along with me as we experience the magic of Woodo once again. Grab a cozy drink, let's get comfy, and let's see how Woodo is shaping up for full release. Let's go. Alrighty, so we've got the chest here. I believe we did this last time in the demo.
Time. All moments will pass.
That's right. This too shall pass. I will stop on occasion if there is dialogue going off.
But we can keep some things, so they stay with us. Places where we felt welcome and warm. People who made us feel like we belong. Moments when we were just happy.
It really explains the storyline of the whole game. So it's such a beautiful
Inside this little
story.
Wooden box is my treasure. It smells of summer, warm bread and fresh apples.
I love the smell of fresh apples.
Welcome to the world of Woodo.
Welcome to Woodo, everyone. Let's jump on in. Here we are. This is Woodo, a memory. Prologue here. Grow up, Foxy reflects on her most precious memory.
The story begins one summer, just after I'd finished elementary school. My parents were very busy at the time, so they sent me off to some distant relative in the middle of nowhere, like an unwanted package without a return address. I'd barely been to the country before. After living in the big city my whole life, farm villages just felt so small and miserable. There were only dirt roads and they were all muddy from the rain. Dull stores with empty, dusty shelves. And the worst thing? There was no Wi-Fi anywhere. I absolutely hated living on the farm. The geese would snap at me every time I walked by. I was too scared to even look at the bull. And every morning just before dawn, the awful roosters would screech me awake. Not to mention the boredom. Time on the farm moved like molasses.
Click on objects to zoom in. Here we are, coffee table or dining table.
Then I met Ben, and everything changed. One day, during that summer, I remember pausing right there in the middle of the kitchen. For the first time, I actually noticed the softness of the sunlight. Its warmth was so inviting, and everything seemed so much more alive. The way the light reflected off everything wooden made the whole room look like freshly baked bread. The sound of the birds chirping through the open window, hiding from the heat in the shade of the trees. Branches from the tree just outside the window, swaying from the weight of the apples. I could hear the soft babbling of the creek just outside Ben's house. And I can still imagine the sweet smell of hot chocolate and apple jam.
Apple jam.
It was like the whole world just stopped, so I could enjoy the moment.
Here we are. So it's just a matter of dragging the pieces to where they need to be. And I love how it's animated. Like you pass your cursor over it and it moves. It comes to life. Woodo comes to life. Love that. Some triangles up here. There we are. Some vases. Another triangle. There we go. The light. And then we do have some magnifying glasses here that we can click on and complete these puzzle pieces. Beautiful, beautiful handcrafted wooden 3D artwork. Love it. Really, they should do a colouring book for adults. I would love that too. Pass one over here, please. So cute. So we've got some tomatoes down here and everything to do with the breakfast bar at the kitchen table. So we can open the drawers up and we can fill them in as well. Oh, was that this one here? Yes. And one back there. There we go. That one's now opened. Makes this diddling sound and tells you you've completed something. We can open up those cupboards there and then place some more items in there. So we'll click down here on the fruit basket, it looks like. We've got carrots, aubergine or eggplant, small carrots, a hash, the side of the box, more carrots, bottom of the box, another hash, and a green tomato. We do also have this one over here. And it's just a matter of dragging and dropping them to the corresponding shape. There we go. So what else? What else do we have? Some cups, I think, up here. There we go. A ledge, bowl, a chair. Got this plant over here. Oh, I'm not sure if I can. There we are. Some leaves. There we go. Love these plants. And they're so detailed. Look at that. Even when you zoom right in. Alrighty, we've got an apple here. That section's complete by the looks of it. We've got a bird, apple, maybe something in here. Yes. Some leaves. Some leaves. Over here, maybe. There we go. Knives in the drawer. Plant. Another plant. Bird. We're missing one down here. There we go.
The apple jam was already waiting, and I was looking forward to sitting at the kitchen table that night, talking about our day with hot chocolate and homemade rustic bread and jam. It had become our evening tradition. It was at that moment that I truly realized how much I loved that simple little place with all my heart.
There we go. Nice.
By telling this story, I want to remember that summer once again. To rebuild it with you, piece by piece. You could argue some details are a little fantastic and there's some exaggeration here and there. But hey, memory isn't a documentary, right?
Right.
I wouldn't say that it's a story about a girl discovering country life. It's about, well, I don't think it's something I can explain. Sometimes meaning goes beyond words, if we have an open heart.
That's so beautiful.
This story is dedicated to Ben, my best friend.
And I'll dedicate this to my best friend, John. So, level complete. Let's continue. Here we go. Got Foxy, a new story. Press the pages to open. This story is dedicated to Ben. Yada yada. Kitty. A soft purring furball of warmth. Nobody in the village truly knows his name, so everyone has their own. Puss, cat, purr, Chubs, and simply Kitty. No single name ever stuck, so he took them all. Kitty seems to live somewhere in the world of his own dreaming, to which he would always return after a generous meal of cream and sausages. At night, he strays off, soft paws carrying him along roads, footpaths, fences, stones, and grass, all bathed in moonlight. By morning, he can be found curled up in some quiet little corner, as if he wandered off again, but back in the place within himself, a silent nomad between worlds, watching over our warmth. Here we go. Foxy chapter 1. Let's meet Foxy. Oh yeah.
Hi there.
Hello. Hello, me.
Yes, that is absolutely how I remember myself. I used to be such a city girl. I'd only ever really seen the countryside in movies. My mountains were skyscrapers, and my rivers were noisy highways. But I guess saying I lived in the city wouldn't be totally correct either. I spent most of my time online.
Scroll through the objects in the panel.
Social media, chat rooms, online games, friends I had never met. Actually, I hardly ever left my own room. And why would I? I had the whole world at my fingertips. Well, a virtual one anyway.
That's right.
Mom and Dad always got me whatever device I wanted. I really had it all. My phone was pretty much an extension of my hand.
God, I think that's with everyone. Their phone is an extension of their hand. Is that supposed to be a Twitter? A tweet? Tweet. Exclamation is back here. There we go. And the battery.
And then, that summer came.
Gosh, I love this game. It's so cute and so cozy. I'm really looking forward to it coming out. New story. Here we go. Here, Foxy. This is Foxy, a child of distant parents, not for a lack of love, but because they were so occupied with their own busy lives. And so Foxy grew up escaping into the online world where everyone was close, despite the distance. Chats, memes, laughter shared through screens. It gave her days meaning and a sense of belonging. Yet, deep in her eyes, there hid a hope for change. In the minutes before sleep, after the screens were dark and silence wrapped the room, Foxy's imagination carried her away. She pictured herself travelling with friends she hadn't yet met, actually discovering wondrous places and each other, like in the movies she loved so much. She imagined things she had never lived, yet felt as if some part of her remembered that life, and she was waiting for her to return. Alrighty. So that's Foxy. And then we've got the village. The village. Foxy arrives in the village for the first time. All right, so we've got some instructions here. Click an object to focus. Panning with the middle mouse button. We've got rotation on left and right. And we've got object panel scroll. And hold an object. So a few things there. Let's get started.
Here I am again, right in the middle of the great unknown, and surrounded by them, white, brawny, and rude. The day my life changed, I was exiled into this hostile environment, unsuitable for any modern soul. I held my phone tightly, still finding comfort in the fleeting connection to the world I lost. The gang of geese, clearly thinking they're the biggest deal around here, sized up the sudden intruder on their land, with little shame and even less hospitality. I couldn't help but wonder who had been feeding them so well. Perhaps a goose grandma who's always saying they're too skinny?
A goose grandma.
Even the goose in a hat didn't inspire my trust. Who told him it suited him at all? I have to admit, though, it looked pretty cute.
All right, we've got a bit of a fishy down here. We'll just pop that in the water. There we are. Oh. There we go. So it's just a matter of selecting the ones you want. Okay. We've got one down here. Oh. We can get a hint. There we go. We do have this one down here. There we are. Lily pad. Oh. Oh my goodness. There we go. They're so cute when they start walking around. There we go. Oh.
Closing the gate right in front of their round faces, I could finally catch a break, thinking for a second that it was the end of my troubles. Ha! Oh well. Ahead, there stood a giant bull, a living, breathing mountain, next to a tiny, breathless fox. My looming fear took the wheel, hollow-eyed and with a bony grin. It was washing away all other thoughts. All I could do is follow its cryptic demands and hope I'd get everything right.
There we go. Let's go to the next one.
And here, I was fighting that thieving goat for my own backpack, while even the goslings on the fence were loudly cheering for her and not me. I realized that reaching the cottage where I'm supposed to spend the entire summer wouldn't be as easy as I anticipated.
Let's click on the backpack. A few more items in here. Let's see. Nope. Paperclip. There we go. Drag and drop. So good. You definitely want to check this one out. Give it a go. 100%. I'll leave a link in the description below to the Steam page so you two can check it out for yourselves. Super fun to play. There we are, complete. There we are.
Okay, Foxy. Almost there. Press the backpack close. Hold your breath. And tiptoe quietly. Why do they even need that dog when they already have the grumpy geese gang?
Don't know. Why do they need it? There we are. Just keep going. A bone, a leg. A leg over here.
Have you seen their teeth? Seriously, why do they need so many teeth? They're birds. If they have to flash them to me up close, why not in a nice and friendly smile? And they always look so cute in the pictures.
There we go. There we go. Some trees. Okay. No Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi. Up the top here. No Wi-Fi. Gosh. A summer without Wi-Fi. What did we do before the internet? We did a puzzle on the holidays. Or we went out with our friends. Went to the park or we're on our bikes.
And that's how my first day went. Full of joy, friendly faces, and the oh-so-warm welcome from the local residents. It's hard to describe what I felt at the time. The old world I knew was fading away, replaced by something so foreign I couldn't understand it, let alone love it. It was all new, uncomfortable and safe. A harsh transition. My old connections torn and the new still incomplete.
Awesome. Can't believe how much I missed
that this
Woodo.
summer would change who I was, taking away the things I loved and relied on, that I'd lose myself entirely in this forsaken village.
Level complete. Let's take a quick picture. Nice. Oh. There we go. Oh, the dusty den. We might just leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me for Woodo again. Be sure to smash the subscribe button, like and comment. And don't miss an episode of Woodo because it should hopefully be out soon enough. Like I said, the link is in the description so you can go and wishlist it for yourself. Thanks again to Sadie and Luke at Vicariously for popping this one again on my radar. I'm super excited for the full release. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.